Before you came into this physical body, you were source energy. You do not remember that consciously, and there is a very intentional reason for that. If you remembered everything you were before, you would not be able to focus here in the way you intended. You came into this time-space reality to focus, to experience contrast, and to personally and independently identify preference. You are not separated from Source now. You are an extension of it, your focused consciousness, deliberately placed where your attention matters. Your focus is powerful. It is not random. It is not accidental. It's what you are. You are using your focus every day to define what you prefer, often without realizing that you are doing it. Sometimes you do not fully grasp how perfect this system is, or how important it is that you deliberately choose. But life never stops offering you opportunities to clarify what you want. It is something you do continuously, because life itself continues to present contrast. When something does not feel good, you immediately know what would feel better. When someone is rude, you know you prefer kindness. When something feels unfair, you know you prefer ease. When something goes wrong, you know you want it to go right. When you do not have enough of something, you know you want more of it. This happens all day, every day, at every level of your being. It is simple, natural, and automatic. It is also the foundation of expansion for all species. What many people do not realize is that every time you identify a preference, whether you speak it out loud or not, something significant happens. You launch a vibrational request. You emit a signal. And the larger part of you, the source aspect of you, immediately becomes aware of that preference. Not only aware of it, but aligned with it. Your inner being is unconditional. It does not argue with your desires. It does not question your worthiness. It does not analyze probability or risk. When you say you want something, your inner being does not say, there are not enough of those to go around. It does not say that might be difficult or unrealistic. It does not say you do not have the background, the money, or the credentials. Your inner being simply becomes a vibrational match to what you asked for. The moment you launch a desire, Source says yes. It becomes it immediately. Everything that manifests is first vibration. Everything that appears in physical form exists as frequency before it ever shows up as something you can see, your touch, taste, or measure. Source operates in the vibrational realm effortlessly. There is no resistance there. There are no doubts to work through. There are no beliefs to untangle. Because you are an extension of that source energy, you now hold the potential to feel either alignment or resistance. When you ask for something, and your inner being becomes a match to it, alignment feels good. Resistance feels uncomfortable. That discomfort is not punishment. It is guidance. It is feedback. It is information. Negative emotion is not a sign that something has gone wrong. It is simply an indicator that you are holding a different perspective than Source is holding about the same subject. That is all it ever means. If there were no larger perspective holding steady focus on your well-being, you could think anything you wanted and feel no emotional response at all. Emotion exists because guidance exists. Your emotional awareness is how you know that Source is present. When you feel love, ease, relief, clarity, or appreciation, you are in agreement with Source. When you feel fear, frustration, guilt, anger, or despair, you are not aligned with how Source sees the situation. Source never withdraws love. Source never condemns. Source never worries. Source adores you. When you are hard on yourself, there is a split. When you hate a group of people, there is a split. When you condemn conditions you cannot control, there is a split. You cannot be in alignment with Source while holding hatred or resentment, because Source does not hold those frequencies. This is not moral judgment. It is vibrational reality. As you begin to understand your emotional guidance system, you can start to live deliberately instead of reactively. You can become aware of how Source feels about everything simply by noticing how you feel when you think about it. If a thought feels loving, Source agrees. If a thought feels fearful, Source does not. Once you understand this, you can move forward with clarity. You can create deliberately. You can choose. You can trust that you are supported. The three-step process becomes clear. Contrast causes you to ask. Source answers by becoming the vibrational equivalent. And your work is to align with what you have asked for. You cannot want something and doubt it at the same time and receive it. You cannot want something and resent that you do not have it and receive it. You cannot want something and constantly observe its absence and receive it. Your emotional state tells you everything you need to know about whether you are in alignment or not. This is where many people resist what we are saying because it sounds too simple. It can feel unrealistic at first because you may not yet have the manifestation evidence. But understanding comes before evidence. Alignment comes before manifestation. With awareness and gentle focus, evidence always follows. When we talk about the vortex, we are talking about your vibrational reality. Everything you have ever asked for exists there. It is not imaginary. It is not symbolic. It is real, just not yet physical, and you can feel it emotionally. That emotional feeling is your access point. People often say they want their desires out of the vortex and into their bank account, their relationship, or their physical experience. That is natural. You came here for tangible experience. But manifestation can only occur when you are a vibrational match to what you want. If your vibration is focused on lack, struggle, or doubt, the manifestation cannot come. You would not enjoy it even if it did. Your point of attraction is not something you turn on occasionally. It is active all the time. It is based on how you feel, what you think, what you believe, and what you focus on now. Your mood is one of the clearest indicators of your point of attraction. Your mood tells you what is swirling around you vibrationally. You have a relationship with your vortex right now. The question is whether you are allowing what you want or holding it away. You can tell by how you feel. You can also tell by what is showing up. We are not asking you to blindly believe. We are asking you to notice cause and effect. When you shift how you feel, evidence follows. When you consistently choose thoughts that feel a little better, momentum changes. Over time, you develop confidence, not because someone told you to believe, but because you have observed how reality responds. Most resistance comes from observing current conditions and using them as proof that nothing is changing. When you do that, you reinforce the same vibration. Change requires a shift in perspective. It requires trusting guidance more than conditions. You must learn to notice when you are moving toward what you want and when you are moving away from it. You will become so sensitive to this that you will stop mid-sentence in conversations that pull you out of alignment. Not because you are avoiding others, but because you are honoring your own frequency. Trying to convince someone who is not receptive often pulls you into their vibration. Instead of them hearing you, you start hearing them, and nothing changes. Alignment always begins within. You did not come here just to accumulate things. You came here as a creator. Your life is evidence of how you are doing vibrationally. Ease is not laziness. Joy is not irresponsibility. Playfulness is not avoidance. Feeling good is alignment. Do more things that make you feel good in the moment. Sleep more. Be kinder to yourself. Seek environments that feel soothing. Let ease become a decision, not a reward. When you remove struggle, momentum shifts. When you choose alignment, life responds. Source has already seen what you have created vibrationally. The evidence is lining up. Improvement is closer than you think. There is deep love here for you. There is unwavering confidence in what is unfolding next.